Now passing by the reviewing stand, Dearborn's 34th City Council. Council President Mike Serini, Council President Pro Tem Aaron Burns, Councilwoman Leslie Herrick, Councilman and U.S. Army First Lieutenant Kamal Al-Sawafi, Councilman Ken Paris, Councilman Robert Abraham, and Councilman Mustafa Hamoud. Our City Clerk, George Deraney. Our Dearborn Charter Commission, Commission Chairman Hassan F. Abdallah, Commission Vice Chair Sharon Dolmage, Commissioner Dr. Elizabeth Bailey, Commissioner James O'Connor, Commissioner Hussein Hatcham, Commissioner Dr. Cheryl Hawkins, Commissioner Timothy S. Harrison, Commissioner L. Glenn O'Cray, and Commissioner Laura Dudgeon. Also, the 19th District Court, Chief Judge and Marine Corps veteran Gene Hunt, Judge Sam Salome, and Judge Mark Summers. And the Bryant Middle School Band, Director Matthew Puisen. Our Wayne County Executive Warren C. Evans and his leadership team, Assad Turfi, Khalil Rayal, Janelle Allen, James Heath, Stephen Grady Muhammad, Eddie Fakuri, and the rest of the Wayne County Executive Warren C. Evans office team. The Wayne County Sheriff's Office, Sheriff Raphael Washington and Mounted Unit and Operations Division.
Hey guys, sorry, but I can't see.
Sorry. Probably should have put two chairs there. Now passing in review, members from our Dearborn School Board, Roxanne McDonald, President, Adele Mozip, Vice President, Irene Watts, Secretary, Mary Petlichkoff, Treasurer, Hussein Berry, Trustee, Jim Thorpe, Trustee, Patrick D'Ambrosio, Trustee, and Superintendent Dr. Glenn Maleko, with family and students. Our school board is followed up by the Michigan Veterans Affairs Agency. And from our university and colleges, Henry Ford College President Russell Cavaluna. Leading off our first division, the Marine Corps Color Band, followed by the Navy Band Great Lakes, representing Commander Naval Service Training Command. They were established in 1911 and they enjoy a long, rich history. They were formerly directed by Lieutenant John Philip Sousa and led today by Lieutenant Chris Cornett. The band has been carrying on the noble tradition of pride and service as the Navy's ambassadors to the Midwest for over 100 years. Next, passing in review, the Disabled American Veterans Corporal Ian M. Gray, Chapter 51. The DAV's mission is to serve their comrades, their community, and their country. They work for the betterment of all disabled veterans. Members assist veterans at the John Dingell VA Hospital throughout the year with bedside visits and gifts for the holiday. Next, passing in review, the James L. Heward Vietnam Veterans of America, Chapter 267, established in March of 1986. Chapter 267 was named after James Heward, a captain in the Air Force who was shot down over Vietnam and proclaimed MIA. His remains were later discovered and buried at Arlington National Cemetery. He was a graduate of Dearborn High, where there is a monument in his memory. The chapter started with 25 members and has grown to over 310 members, making it one of the largest VVAs in the nation. Next, passing in review, is the Vietnam Veterans of America, number 259 from Wyandotte. Mike Goodpaster is president. Their float reminds us of those who paid the ultimate sacrifice and gave their lives for our country. The orange crosses are in memory of all the service members who suffer the effects of Agent Orange. Next, passing in review, the Dearborn Detachment Marine Corps League 152. They were chartered in 1940, the first Marine detachment in the state of Michigan. The Marine Corps League members help vets and their families, especially through the Toys for Tots program. The League's building is at 4131 Maple Street, right here in Dearborn. Next up, we have the Vfw Writers Group. The Vfw Writers Group is made up of motorcycle enthusiasts who come together to support veterans' needs and assist the surviving spouses and orphans of those who have given the ultimate sacrifice. This group engages in supporting the U.S. government, the Constitution, and American freedom. Next, passing in review, the U.S. Coast Guard and U.S. Coast Guard Auxiliary. We are proud to welcome them both to today's parade with Sector Detroit. Leading the group are active duty U.S. Coast Guard personnel. The Coast Guard's mission is to include homeland security, enforcing maritime law, and environmental pollution response, among many other duties. On the Great Lakes, their most visible function is the protection of lives and property at sea. Next, passing in review, the UAW Ford JTC National Veterans Department. They represent a partnership by the UAW and Ford to support veterans through education, mobility, housing, and personnel development. The Marine Corps League Montford Point Detachment. Don't know who anybody is. Once again, the Montford Point Detachment 158 is representative organization of the Marine Corps League, commemorating the first African American Marines inducted into the U.S. Marine Corps. Originally located boot camp in Montford Point on Camp Lejeune, North Carolina. University of Michigan Student Veterans Association, U of M Dearborn. They are joined today by U of M Dearborn Chancellor and U.S. Army veteran Dr. Domenico Grasso and retired U.S. Marine and Dearborn Allied War Veterans Council Junior Vice Commander Evan Allen. The Dearborn Vet Center, founded by Congress in 1979. Vet centers are community-based counseling centers that provide a wide range of social and psychological services. Now passing in review, the American Legion Fort Dearborn Post 364. Along with the Edsel Ford High School Band, Director Sarah Brockhausen. Once again, Edsel Ford High School Band leading off our second division. Now passing in review, the American Rosie the Riveter Association, a nonprofit organization whose purpose is to recognize and preserve the history and legacy of working women during World War II. The organization was founded in 1998 and has over 7,000 members nationwide. The local Michigan Willow Run chapter of ARRA is dedicated to honoring the surviving Rosies and World War II veterans and educating the public about their service during World War II. Next passing in review, Foundation 14. They are dedicated to veterans riding motorcycles. They are joined today by Mayor of Romulus, Bob McRae. Next up, we have Mr. Sunshine the Clown. He is an 8-year Army Signal Corps veteran. He marches today to help all present to enjoy the freedoms so dearly paid by our fallen service members. The Dearborn PTA Council. The council oversees and assists all of the school's PTAs in the Dearborn Public School District. It also plans the annual Founders Day dinner where PTAs honor outstanding educators and volunteers. The Dearborn PTA Council would like to thank our vets and dedicated servicemen and women. Next up, we have the Garden City Hospital Behavioral Health Unit. Continuing the tradition of community service, Garden City Hospital takes pride in participating in the surrounding communities, both through healthcare services and community outreach events. They are joined today by CEO Saju George. Next, passing in review, Scout Troops, Girl Scout Troop 76849. The Stout Middle School Band. And now our Scout Troops, Girl Scout Troop 76849. Cub Scout Pack 1151. Cub Scout Pack 1127 and Boy Scout Troop 1127 and 1147. Cub Scout Pack 1127, led by Cub Master Eric Ladaz, are very active in their community, supporting various events, beautifications, and civic events such as Flag Day. The O.L. Smith Marching Band Director Griffin Witowitz. We also had Boy Scout Troop 1127 and 1147. They are followed by CIS of Michigan, Communities in Schools, part of the national network of communities in schools that ensures every student, regardless of race, zip code, or socioeconomic background, has what they need to realize their full potential in school and beyond. The Arab American Civil Rights League, led by prominent civil rights attorneys and advocates, the ACRL offers the community it serves solid commitment to ensuring their rights and protected are and reserved. The Bishop Foley Knights of Columbus 2660. They were founded in 1927 and were the original Knights of Columbus in Dearborn. Proudly serving for more than 90 years, the council helps widows, orphans, and the mentally impaired. Next up, we have Knights on Bikes, comprised of members of the Knights of Columbus who ride motorcycles. Now passing in review, the Father Patrick O'Kelly Council 3860 Knights of Columbus, serving our community here in Dearborn since 1954. They honor our deceased veterans by leading the annual Wreaths Across America ceremony at St. Hedwig Cemetery. Now passing in review, the Redford Township Unicycle Club. This is the 44th year that the Redford Township Unicycle Club has been parading and performing throughout Southeast Michigan. The club's uniform is patriotic, as the unit rides today to honor our military, especially those who sacrificed their lives for us. Now passing in review, the STEM Middle School Band, Director Nicole Hartrick. Now passing in review, the Dearborn Historical Museum. This year, the Dearborn Historical Museum is featuring two historic vehicles, a 1916 Ford Model T and a 1930 Ford Model A. The Dearborn Historical Museum provides a look at Dearborn's early history. They have an event tonight at the Commandant's Quarters located at the corner of Monroe and Michigan Avenue at 6 p.m., hosted by the Sons of Union Veterans of the Civil War, and is a solemn remembrance ceremony. Please visit them this evening at 6 p.m. Now passing in review, the Sons of the Union Veterans of the Civil War, a fraternal organization dedicated to preserving the history and legacy of heroes who fought and worked to save the Union. Organized in 1881 and chartered by Congress in 1954, they are the legal successor to the Grand Army of the Republic. Now passing by in review, the Kiwanis Club of Dearborn. The Kiwanis Club of Dearborn and Dearborn Heights served the surrounding communities and was chartered in May of 1928. They have served the surrounding communities through giving back to the many charitable organizations, with an emphasis in helping kids and young adults supporting future Kiwanians through the Circle K Club. Every year in September, they hold a peanut sale and would like to thank the community for your support. For more than 30 plus years, they have handed out free peanuts. The Dearborn and Edsel and Fordson Key Clubs. the Edsel Ford High School Key Club, they are followed by Dearborn Baptist Church, Dearborn's newest local congregation, excited to participate in honor of those who have made the ultimate sacrifice in protection for our freedoms. Heading up our 4th Division, the Divine Child High School Marching Band, Director Bob Bush. Please welcome Miss Wayne County from the Miss Wayne County Scholarship Program. Now passing in review, the Maltese American Community Club. The Maltese American Community Club has been serving our community and preserving the Maltese culture for more than 30 years. Joining them is Miss Malta of 2020, Miss Brianna Cabin, accompanied by the club's president, Brian Vella. Now passing in review, the Dearborn Special Olympics. They have been providing those with impairments with opportunities to expand their athletic and social skills for almost 50 years. Athletes can begin competing at 8 years old. Athletes compete at no cost to them. They're involved in soccer, hockey, basketball, bowling, track and field, and cycling. The Dearborn Special Olympics. Once again, a reminder, you're invited to attend a special remembrance service honoring those Americans who have given their lives in defense of our liberty. The service will take place immediately following the parade today in the Veterans Park and War Memorial in front of Henry Ford Centennial Library. While we're waiting on the rest of the parade to come up Michigan Avenue, we'll talk about the ceremony that will celebrate the contributions of veterans and their families while paying tribute to those who died in service of our nation. We will also honor the remains from our funeral procession today, the veteran who had died without a family or resources to be properly buried. Offering remarks during the service will be Dearborn Mayor Abdullah Hammoud, Dearborn Allied War Veterans Council Commander Tim Pittock, and today's Grand Marshal, General Joseph Martin. Also during the service, there will be performances by the Dearborn High School Band and singer Maria Saad. Once again, please join us for the Remembrance Service immediately following the conclusion of today's parade. And also, once again, ladies and gentlemen, the Memorial Day Parade commemoration owes much of its success and generous support to the many businesses, civic organizations, and groups and individuals, including Dearborn Federal Savings Bank, Baba's Grill, Malik Al Kebab, VIP Event Rentals, Ford Veterans Network Group, and Stellantis Veterans Group, who coordinated the vehicles used in for our veterans in the escort division of the parade today. The historic B-17 bomber aircraft flight was sponsored by real estate broker and Wayne County Commissioner Sam Baydoun and Dearborn resident and business owner of Wixom Marathon, Eddie Osman. We would also like to give special thanks to the groups that donated their vehicles and their time to drive our veterans in the parade. Thank you once again for volunteering to help us pay tribute to those who made the ultimate sacrifice for our country. Now passing in review the Dearborn Democratic Club, Sammy Kaladi, president of the Dearborn Democratic Club, one of the oldest Democratic clubs in the state of Michigan, dating back to 1933. Now passing in review the Great Lakes Army Recruiting Battalion. Joining us today for the first time are future soldiers with the Great Lakes Army Recruiting Battalion and U.S. Army Recruiting Station here in Dearborn. These future soldiers will perform the oath of enlistment during the solemn remembrance ceremony following today's parade. Now, please welcome officers with the Michigan State Police. We are excited to welcome Stellantis Veterans Group this year, one of our two automotive partners who provided vehicles for our escort division. Their Raminator monster truck is driven by Tim Hall. And wrapping up the parade in patriotic fashion are red, white, and blue Ford F-150 trucks from the Ford Veterans Network Group. Driving them are members of the Ford Veterans Network Group, Dan Gable, Ernie, and Rich Firth. Once again, we encourage each of you to stay for the solemn remembrance ceremony that is about to start in the Veterans Park and War Memorial right now in front of the Henry Ford Centennial Library. The program's usually about 45 minutes long and includes music from Dearborn High School Band, military honors, remarks by Grand Marshal General Joseph M. Martin and Dearborn Allied War Veterans Council Commander Tom Pittock, Mayor Hamoud, and many more. If you must leave, please drive safely. Thank you for coming today and for so many of the last 96 Dearborn Memorial Day parades. The parade and ceremony will be available to watch online through the City of Dearborn and on CDTV. Stay tuned on Facebook Live while we transition to our solemn remembrance ceremony. Thank you and have a great day. Thank you for coming out. It's great to be back. Thank you. Yes, sir.